Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday, or at least it's Sunday as we do this video. And I have a guest. Y'all guess who this is? Because you know we haven't seen her since Vlogmas.
Right, 30 days of November.
Yeah, 30 days of November. Yeah, and I think she did one other video, which was your 1 second every day.
Yep.
That you probably posted on
like January 1st.
January 1st.
Like that.
And that's the last time that we saw her. So, since we're just hanging out this Sunday, I figured I would do a little interview of Daneka about her life and goings on and her travels and what she's where she's been over 2017. And so let's just jump right into these questions. Anything that you need to say or introduce or say anything before we get started?
Nope. Hola.
Woman of many words. Hola. Okay. Alrighty. So here's some interview questions for Daneka. So Daneka, first of all,
I've never heard before.
Yeah, she's never heard these questions. So just off the cuff, and we're not doing any editing. And we're going to try to keep it to about 13-14 minutes it'll upload from the phone. So first of all, before I get into the questions, tell us, where did you travel to in 2016 and how it came about?
Okay,
2017. 2017.
Okay, I went to Colombia, South America. I went to Bogota and then to Villa De Leyva. And what was the question?
Where did you go? And what were you doing while you were there? How did that come about?
I was teaching English. I just decided that I wanted to move away and move abroad, and I wanted to learn Spanish. So I went there to teach English. That was the easiest way, and that's how it came about. I was researching the easiest way to do that, and I saw that teaching English was pretty easy to get into. So I checked into it and went away. So
that segues into my first question. I understand that you just told us, and you have to talk a little louder, we don't have those fancy microphones. I understand you just told us that you wanted to learn Spanish, but we know you could do that from the comfort of your own home here in America, Sanford, Florida, Midway. Don't be telling them where I live.
Right? But narrowing it down and all that stuff.
Okay.
Wait.
But we know you could have done that from what's the stone lady called?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
so, but what made you decide?
I feel like you're so super loud right now. Like people are walking by. I'm just like.
I know, but you have to be loud enough to over the elements and all that. So, what made you actually want to travel away or move away to do those things?
I wanted to move away from my family. No, I'm just joking. I wanted to move abroad. My main thing was I want to move abroad. I want to live in another country and experience another culture. Okay. So that was number one for me. I wanted to be able to travel and do something different. I've always, like Mama always called me a gypsy, and I've always just wanted to move around, do something different. So that's what prompted me to want to do it. Colombia was not on my radar. It was Spain. And then I thought, it doesn't have to be Spain, it could be any Spanish-speaking country. So then once I started researching, I decided to go to Colombia. But it was just something that I just always wanted to do. I just wanted to live abroad and travel. So that was the main reason for doing it.
Okay. And that's
it was not because I wanted to be a teacher.
And that's something for somebody to think about out there who's wanting to travel and they maybe don't have the money or they're trying to figure out how to do it, to research about working or teaching.
Right,
you know,
because when you do that, you don't have to worry about like, okay, now I have to save up this amount of money before I could go. You still need to save money before you go, but you don't have to worry about like, how much do I need for the time that I'm going to be there? Because you're making money while you're there. So that is the main thing. You want to go and make money while you're there.
Okay, tell us, when did you return to the U.S.?
Last year at the end, September. In September.
You returned in September.
Right before Hurricane Irma.
Okay. How long were you gone?
I was gone for 9 months.
9 months? I thought it was 10, but yeah, I guess.
9 or 10 months. I think it was like 9 months.
Okay. And what was the hardest thing about being away, besides missing family? besides family, what was the hardest thing about being away from home
Just-
in the U.S.?
I think just navigating daily life when you don't speak the language. That was the hardest thing for me, just navigating daily life. Just going to get a cell phone, just going grocery shopping, and you can't find, you know, anything that resembles home. I'm watching y'all. There's a squirrel down here, and you know, I'm watching to make sure that he's not coming too close to us.
Because he does not seem to be afraid or anything.
No, okay, he's leaving. Okay,
But this will be a viral video if he come on.
Listen, you don't know how viral it would be with me falling over, going backwards, getting in the pool and everything else, trying to get away from a little squirrel. But I'm just making sure he's not coming over here. But yeah, that was the hardest part, because I remember days of just like crying, crocodile tears, boohoo crying. You know, 41 years old and boohoo crying because I just did not know how to navigate. And, you know, I didn't even know how to ride the bus, because the bus system is not the same. I mean, trying to get from place to place, and it was just super hard. And people just don't speak English. You think as American, you know, I'll go there. They probably know some English.
I'll find somebody who speaks English.
Yeah, you won't. You won't. Not in that area where I was. So that was hard.
Okay. What's been the hardest thing about being back?
You know, it's funny because I didn't think I needed to repatriate myself or anything like that.
Can you explain a little bit about repatriate?
Repatriation is like when you have lived abroad and then you come back to your own country, and now you have to get readjusted to living in your own country, just like you had to get adjusted to living in that other country. And I thought, oh, I've been gone for 9 months and I've lived here all of my life, so having to, you know, go back home and repatriate myself.
Like you've been out of the country 10 years,
right, like,
and you got to repatriate.
I didn't think that applied to me. I read about it just so I know, you know, about it, but I didn't think it applied to me, but it did, big time. It was just getting accustomed to paying higher prices in grocery stores. I still have a problem with paying so much for groceries. I'm just like, if they can do it over there, I know you could get this avocado price down.
Things that you would have paid for before
without
and not even thinking about it. And now you come and say, avocado, $4 or what? I don't know. You know, I don't grocery shop, but
right.
You're like, I don't want to buy this for $4 with it.
Right.
In Colombia, it costs 10 cents or whatever.
Exactly. And then also, it was hard. It's hard still now because I came back to not having a car, and I don't want a car. There I was able to walk anywhere I wanted to go, and you know, I didn't give a second thought to you know, getting up on a Saturday and saying, oh, I'm gonna go grocery shop, I'm gonna go do this, because anything I said I wanted to do, I can just get up and walk to it. Now I'm just like, oh, I think I wanna, let me call and see if somebody, or let me see if my mom's gonna use her car. And it's harder with me not wanting a car too. I don't want to go and get the same life that I had, so I don't want a car now. But that's really
the same life
difficult.
that you had. We're gonna to do another video about your minimalist life.
Oh, okay.
That to me, that's very interesting.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother video that, you know, we could maybe next Sunday or next week.
Okay.
We'll get to the minimalist life. Because I really admire that life. It ain't for me, but I admire that.
No, ma'am, it's not for you.
That lifestyle. Okay. What was surprisingly easier than you thought it would be?
Coming back home, or when I was there?
No, when you were there, when you went to Colombia, what was surprisingly more easier than you thought, you know, it would be? In particular thing that you went in thinking it would probably hard.
You know, what was super surprisingly easy was getting adjusted to my apartment and getting some good rest, like sleeping at night. I thought I would be so nervous, scared. You know, I thought there would be just bugs everywhere. Like, I had no idea what to expect at all. Whenever I've gone to a third world country, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I'm just saying, whenever I've gone to a country that it was the economy is not doing as well as America, it's been on vacation. I'm coming back in a couple of days, and I was always in the, you know, in a nice hotel somewhere. But going there, I just did not know what to expect. So I expected the worst. And, you know, you get the worst from National Geographic, if you know what I mean. So when you watch those shows, you're just like, okay, so I might be in for this or I might be in for that. No cold water. I mean, no hot water to take a shower. So I didn't know what to expect. But once I got there and I saw my apartment, which could have just been plopped right here, like in this parking lot, you know, it was beautiful. That is what I certainly did not expect to be so well adjusted to, and just it was so easy to sleep. And like I have problems sometimes sleeping at where I am now, with a house that I grew up in, because I'm always jumping up saying, what was that noise? But there I felt completely safe.
Yeah, and it's funny times that I would see you when you would do videos or we would FaceTime or whatever, I would see that you would look so at home.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I was like, Daneka's not scared.
No.
She's not scared to be up there. She's not scared. It's like, but you always look so at home.
No, I was so at home.
Okay. How did the Colombian people differ from Americans? And how the same? How they different? How the same?
Okay, let's talk about how they differ. They are the most patient people. You can go in a bank and there's a line of like 30 people easy. Out the door, around the corner, they've got the stray dogs coming in and out, resting on the cool floor. And I am the American. They're tapping my foot, like looking at my watch, like, you know, how long is this gonna take? Is somebody else coming from the back, like looking around? And then after about my 5th or 6th trip to the bank, I realized nobody else is impatient like this. Nobody else is doing that. And they really are so super patient. They're patient with you when they're trying to help you. They're patient with waiting in line. They just know it's gonna be a line, no problem. That is something I love. So that's one main thing. They're super nice, but they're nice in a different way, wherein they're more like Southern Americans, where they're very welcoming and come on in my house, you know, where Northern Americans that I've met, they're really nice, but in a different way. Like they're cool and funky, like New Yorkers are cool and funky and all that kind of stuff, which I love New Yorkers. But when you're walking on the street, you're not just like, hey, how y'all doing? And be like, I don't know who they are, like Southerners. So they're nice, but in a different way.
Like, you know them? No, I know them.
Like in the South, you do that. Or either if you bump into somebody in the South, you say, excuse me. In the North,
we were just at the eating ice cream, me, you, and Denise, and the tall guy walked in and spoke, and my first thought was, you know him? And then I thought, oh, well, we don't have to know him, you know?
Exactly. I was smiling big and I was like, hey, and he was just in there with his boys. But in New York, you just don't do that. So they remind me of Americans in that sense, where they are very, very welcoming, but Southern Americans in that sense. Oh. So that's kind of how they're similar.
Okay. I like that when you say patient, because
They're
I know
so
we're a very
patient.
impatient country, and as time goes on and we have stuff at hand like this, we become even more impatient.
Exactly. And like you go to a restaurant and they say it's a scratch kitchen, like they might have to go and kill your chicken in the backyard. Like you're gonna sit there for 30 minutes at least and wait on your food to come to you. It's not quick at all. Even if it's fast food, you're gonna sit there 30 minutes and wait on your burger, and you might see your chef like over there talking, laughing, and then they look up. But after a while, you just sit back and just get on your phone, or you just know it's going to be like that. So,
Okay, what habit or new way of thinking did you adopt in Colombia that you kept when you returned?
okay.
What habit or new way of thinking did you adopt in Colombia, but you still kept that same way?
I know exactly what no waste. I am not wasting anything. And I laugh because as soon as you say what habit did you adopt for being over there, I didn't even know what the ending part was, but I was thinking, my family laughs at me all the time because if it's I just had an avocado the other day, one of those big green ones, the Florida avocados, and it had literally fuzzy, thick mold on it, and my mom was about to throw it away, and I said, oh, no, let me show you how good this avocado is. I cut off the mold and I scraped off the brown, and it was all nice and pretty green on the bottom, and we ate that avocado. So that is one thing, like I never would have done that kind of thing before I went to Colombia. But once I got there, it's like, I am not walking 45 minutes back to the store to get another avocado because this one went bad. I'm eating it. Like, I don't care if a worm just crawled out of there, which it did, and it was like crawling up the bag, and I was like, you ain't getting this avocado, you ain't buying it. You ain't eating it. I'm eating this avocado, so I left the worm and the seed in the bag and scraped off the brown parts that he had went through, and I ate it. So that, and I still do that to this. I'm not wasting anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
I can imagine if I was there for 3-4 months, and I wonder how would I change, because you know I waste stuff, I throw stuff away.
Another thing that I've adopted, like, I'm not so nice nasty anymore. We call it in our family nice nasty. Like, I will sit down right there where I know the dog just walked, the stray dog just walked, and it's probably poop there, you know, or beer or pee or something was there at one time, but I'm sitting right down on it. I don't care, because there's nowhere else to sit, and I want to sit down and enjoy the day. And I'm kind of the same way now. It's like, I don't care. It's not gonna kill me, so I'll just pop down right on it.
I probably need to go. I probably really need to go to
you would be
somewhere like that to
miserable.
just change certain things.
Be
I would be so
miserable.
miserable. I probably would just change certain
You'd
things.
have to be there for a few years to change. You just be counting your days. I told
would.
Denise the same thing. So you would just be counting down the days of when I can go home.
You're more adaptable. You know,
Yeah.
you can adapt to a lot of foods and all different kinds of things. What have you been doing? Oh, I hesitated because I was thought about the different places that you've lived, even here in America, that you could just adapt.
Oh, yeah.
Things that I would have been terrified to live.
Yeah, like the shotgun house.
Yeah, it's like that house.
I wish I had a shotgun in the house for real, for all the big, huge animals I had to fight.
Yeah, anyway, okay. What have you been doing since returning?
None. None. I've been...
It takes good care of our mama.
Yeah, I've been living with my mom. And
even though, honey, if she watched this, she probably say, I take care of myself.
I was gonna
she's
say,
sassy.
I was gonna say,
but
because
you're
she
there
don't
with
need
her.
no taking care of. So don't think that she is, like, you know, old
or invalid or
like, by the time I wake up around 7:30, she's already walked 14,000 steps. So she ain't sick like that to be taken care of. But I help her out.
You're a companion.
Yeah, I'm her companion around the house, and I go to her doctor's appointments with her. Like I said before, I don't want a car and all that stuff. I don't want a job either, but I guess I gotta work. I don't want a job either. But I've been doing, like, different little odd jobs. I work for, like, this one place where I grade papers, and I got a job teaching kids online, but it's too much for me. I'm not, you know, I'm animated in a different way.
It causes a lot of energy.
It causes me too much angst to have to. I can't even watch the videos of people teaching like that. It's just too much for me. Anyway, I don't even want to say the name of the place or whatever, but it's too animated, and I'm not that type of person. I can't do it. But I've been just looking for, like, little work at home jobs, and I've been just doing little odd jobs like that.
Okay.
Social media management, stuff like that.
Okay, so we have maybe 2 or 3 more. Do you still think you want to live abroad for long periods of time, or did Colombia change that desire?
Okay, yes and no. Colombia changed that desire, not because after Colombia, I don't want to ever do that again, but changed it as in, I've done it. I achieved that goal of living abroad, so it changed it a little bit. When I say yes and no, it's because, yes, I would like to still live abroad for long periods of time, but I don't have the desire to move away. So longer periods of time than just a week here or a week there for vacation. I would like to go to Thailand and stay there for like 5 to 6 months and really get to know the area that I'm in Thailand, and then come back home for a little while, check on the family, see family, you know, and then go back after like 2 or 3 months of being here. So that's the kind of lifestyle I'm working toward being able to have, which means I need to work at home and, you know, get a few jobs going, and once I'm able to do that, then I can go again.
Okay. And one of my last questions is, what's going on romantically in your life?
Nada.
Wouldn't you like to know?
You're right. Nothing. Nothing. I am completely single, and anybody who watches this video and thinks otherwise, holla at me, boo, because I'm just saying, like, if you thought you were my man, call me. No, but I'm single, completely single.
Okay. Alrighty. So I think that's about it. I do just want to tell everybody that I am going to link a video below this one, the video where you and Denise tasted, was it the exotic fruit?
Yeah.
That is one of the most hilarious videos. It's kind of long, maybe, I don't know, 17 minutes long or something, I don't know. but it is hilarious. OMG. It's one of my best favorite videos of all time. When my sister Denise, or her sister too, came to visit her. Because while you were there, Denise came to visit you.
Yes.
About 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And
18 glorious days.
And my sister, my daughter, Daneka, came to visit her. And for about 14 days. Yeah.
Glorious days.
So I never did make it there.
0 glorious days.
But I'm going to link that video.
Let me tell y'all something. I knew she wasn't coming. I knew that Denise would come, and I knew that Daneka would come, and the only one that did not come that I thought for sure would come is Dakia. But the only reason why I think is because I left a little bit earlier than planned. So I believe she would have made it if I had stayed longer, maybe for her birthday or something.
Yeah, I'm kind of bougie in my travels. I can't lay my head just anywhere.
I had a whole second bedroom.
No, your place was nice.
Yes.
But I think
the problem was you didn't want to take the long bus ride, and she didn't want to get on the bus.
Yeah, after the plane, then there's this long 4-hour bus ride.
Right. It was gruesome.
Yeah. I heard how gruesome that bus ride was.
That bus ride was
and
something
it probably
else.
was not conducive to the big girl.
It was not. These became boxing bags. The whole ride, it was so bumpy.
Okay, so I'm gonna link that video. Y'all get y'all laugh on. Also, too, if you watch this to the end, thank you for watching. Please just leave us some comments in the comment section, and tell us about your travels. You know, or anywhere you're going in it, during this year 2018, 2019. I know for us, we have a cruise that's coming December 2018. We're going on Symphony of the Seas.
Yeah, we just went to Alabama.
Yeah, we just went to Alabama.
And Tallahassee.
So we got probably a few more between now and the cruise. We got Tampa's coming up. So between now and then, we got a few other, travels. But one thing I said that I'm going to do, and a lot of the family said they're going to join in with me, I'm exploring Florida. This year, I'm exploring Florida and get to know all those nice little places in Florida that, I hear other people talk about that I've never been.
Devil's Den is like this beautiful underwater cave or whatever. It's beautiful. Yes. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that must be in like Switzerland or somewhere.
That's what I thought.
And they were like, oh no, it's in Florida, like 2 hours away from me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll have to do more of that.
Okay, so tell us about your travels, where you've been, where you're going, and thank y'all for watching. Y'all be blessed.
Bye.
Okay.
I'll be over on my channel eventually.
Okay.
Bye.